November 5th, 2016. Time to be in the woods. I don't know if you can see that doe coming out of there, but here's proof of my argument. All you so-called pro staff experts on chainsawing out bedding areas, and I keep telling you, a bedding area is wherever the doe or the buck lay down for the day. That doe just come out of that ditch. Doesn't have anything to do with the timber. Yeah, once that chasing phase gets going, it's helter-skelter. They look for places and they don't look for man-made bedding areas. And you'd never hunt that ditch because you couldn't get close to it. And that's my bitch about people. I'm building a buck bedding area. Bullshit, you're fooling yourself. This is where most people build their bedding areas, in the bowels of the timber. And like I said, down here in southern Iowa, when the rut gets going, the deer get out of here and they head out to any ditch, small, open field, fence line, whatever. So it may be possible in some geographical areas in the United States to enhance a bedding area, but you're wasting your time in Iowa. You see what that doe has done is she's got herself clear out of the rat race. Went out, got a big space to run around in, that's probably 200 acres if it's an acre alfalfa field. She left the woods, sought cover in that ditch. It's almost 5 o'clock, and she's laid there all day. And the deer sign evaporates in the timber. Yep. Any out of the place slough, weed patch, whatever. When a deer lays down, they don't take much more room than a big dog. And they don't return to a bedding area as you do, as humans do. But so many people want to humanize the wildlife. And where she's headed to is a big picked bean field. And she'll go in that ditch probably, stay there for a little while. And then when it gets a little darker, she'll venture out on that bean field. But what I'm trying to make a point is, she didn't spend any time in the woods all day long. But the hunters would be there because that's where the hunters gravitate to. Now, there wasn't a buck in there, and there wasn't any does in there. She was the only one to come out of there. Now, what that's telling you is she ran out there and got away from the herd to hide out, because once she comes back in this timber, and once the night it gets dark again, that chasing phase, rape and scrape, will start all over again. And those deer are under a lot of stress. People forget that. They're not new and normal things. That's why she was clear out there by herself, hiding out during the day. What you just witnessed there is why those does get out of the timber. Because those little bucks, or bucks in general, are on the move, and they're on the trails. As soon as they pick the scent of a doe, they will run them until their tongue is hanging out. They're not ready to be bred, so they end up going out where you've seen them coming out of ditches that you'd never be in. That's what's going on right now. A month ago, that field could be filled up with grazing does. But they know if they expose themselves in the daylight right now, it's be really stressful on them. Because the minute they showed up there, they'd be ran off of it. Well, we're set up tonight. Southwest wind, about 10 miles an hour. Sun's at our back. Like I said, when you set stands up, make sure you consider where the sun is. Because if you had to turn around and face this, you'd be blind at the end of the set. Put your tree stand on the back side of that tree. Well, put your tree stand on the back side of the tree facing northeast. That way you got the tree at your back, got the sun at your back, and I don't know whether this is a good fortune or a bad fortune, but I haven't set this stand. I only set it like twice last year. There's a scrape not more than 10 yards from me, so it could be interesting. Big bean field out to the front, a clover plot about 300 yards away. And this is that trail that I mowed last year. Broke a new trail up through here. And so if they want to go to that bean field to do some chasing tonight, it's fairly warm. It's got to be in the 70s. So I don't expect a whole lot of action, but there was action last night on the 3rd. So this is the 4th of November, 2016. And hunting a southwest wind with the wind at my back, blowing out. Plus, the sun's at my back. Keep that. That's the main component. You can't hunt a blind or a stand if that sun's glaring in the face. It's just horrible. Anyhow, here's that scrape right here. Yeah, it scrapes right out there underneath that broken down tree limb out there. So that ought to be interesting. So we'll set up on it. And when you're doing videos, if you're going to do audio, make it loud enough. That whispering, if you've got to whisper that close or that low, chances are you're too close to the deer anyway. So when you're going to do audio, make sure you do it loud enough that the viewer can understand what you're saying. I know it may be difficult sometimes, but it's worth the risk. I don't think you're going to bump anything if you get in there at the right time. Just to show you the difference. Now this is my view. No sun in my face whatsoever. But I'm hunting the trail behind me on a southwest wind. That's straight out that direction, it's straight northeast. Now if I didn't put this stand on this side of the tree, I'm going to pan around here. I'll show you what you'd be looking into. This would be your view if you put the stand on the other side of the tree, facing the trail, with a southwest wind in the evening. It wouldn't take you long before you had a splitting headache, and you can see that trail going down through there. So I'm hunting that trail, and I don't have to sit there and look at that glaring sun. Just a little tip to make your set a lot more pleasant, and you're still hunting the same trail. Because when the deer come down through here, I'm going to let them, I'm not shooting them broadside. They're going somewhere. I'm going to let them walk past me, quartering away, and shoot them as they walk away about where that tree is, straight across from that tree. A perfect quartering away shot. They won't even know you're in Clark County. There's a buck down there rubbing.